As I said, Avatr, a reward-based NFT aggregator operating as a medium for P2P recruitment by tokenizing talent. Tell us, I know that's a very brief overview, but tell us a full breakdown of what Avatr is and why you've actually created it.
Sure, Zedz. See, innovation is driven by necessity, and we believe there is a need for more efficient and frictionless access to talent in the space of recruitment and employment. And for Avatr, the heart of Avatr is the tokenization of talent. So, yes, we will talk more about the questions later on to deep dive into various aspects. But in a short summary, each workforce participant, client, or candidate will have their performance platform tokenized via our NFT fractionalization to enable a rewards based system that benefits both the users, which are participants, rather than the traditional third parties. And participants who have created their avatar will receive a percentage of the sale of their fractionalized NFT in the first instance, and as well as the percentage of their future sale of their NFT. So that's the crux of it. And we believe tokenization is the future, utilizing the immutable track record of blockchain and the community oriented approach from the Web3 technology.
I've not actually seen anyone successfully do this yet. And when I came across your project, I was actually really impressed. And it goes into quite a bit of depth in terms of how it works and how it's using the blockchain. Why did you create this in the first place?
Yeah. See, Zedz, I think we are having 20 plus years of experience in the recruitment industry. And me, myself, comes from a very strong tech background. I've been into the space in Web 1, Web 2, Web 3, and have developed most of the applications on cloud and mobile apps and for that sort of it. I started my Web3 cryptocurrency and blockchain journey probably around 2014 and 15. And there was an instance where, with my team, we were trying a proof of concept kind of thing on the blockchain using the smart contracts. And when we develop a couple of contracts and deploy on the chain, we found the magic that you cannot actually control the logic and essence of it. And that was really a great envision for us that, yes, this is something where we can focus to program in the smart contracts, give the right and ownership of the data to the users, and build something where we can focus to remove the middleman between employer and employee. Now, certainly we were seeing a good trend of like 2017, um, the trend of tokens came in, 2019, the trend of non-fungible tokens came in, and that journey, and I was continuously going into the conferences and talking to the experts in this industry, and we were really seeing some great potential into the business modeling onto the chain, which has never been tried so far in my context. So that was some storyline behind before we started, envisioning the future of work on the chain. And when we actually saw something that, yes, there is something where you can program and give the control of the data to the users and build a reward system, because without having an incentivized mechanism on the chain where you reward the users of the system, not the system, the business case, to me, in my context, looks like a vague kind of thing, unless until you are doing something in the real traditional assets are tokenizing onto the chain. That makes sense because there is a intrinsic value in the traditional assets which you are tokenizing. But in this case, you are actually trying a business case on the chain. So we need to, program and find out the mathematics behind it, that how can you reward the users of the system. And then, like we hired, like I went to Hong Kong and met a very good mathematician over there. We started working on the mathematics of it and build a very strong token economic formula. And that gives me the confidence that, yes, this is something which we can not only program, give the control, but also can build a design and build a reward system where we can reward the users of the system or the promoters of the system. So that is how the journey was in build. And when we were super confident, then we started writing the patent, we filed the patent, and we started the journey of development.
I want you to explain then in just simpler terms then how Avatar's tokenization of talent benefits both the talent, the candidates, and also the employers.
Yeah, that's a good question. See, the point here is that at some stage when both the employer and employee will start using the system will enable them to become avatar. And at that stage, both of them as an avatar can fractionalize themselves into NFTs, into a limited set of NFTs. And the people who knows them or people who see the high performing talents, which are these avatar, they can buy these NFTs directly. And that is something where the value of their talent has driven to themselves. And the people who are buying the NFTs of these avatars, they will be rewarded by the system through the reward system, through the reward pool. So how it works, like with every token inflow into the dApp, a percentage of that token inflow will go to the reward pool smart contract. And over the period of time, the reward pool, the smart contract will be self-sustainable with our written patent technology, that it will keep rewarding the promoters or holders of the high performing avatars. So if I want to keep it very simple in a very practical way, you become avatar, and the higher the performance, the better the rewards to your NFT holders.
You mentioned you've applied for a patent for it. Where is that currently up to? I'm pretty unfamiliar with the process of doing so. So maybe just tell us a little bit about that, and also what that means for you as a company when you do get it through.
So your question is regarding the patent, right, Zedz?
Yes, that's right, mate.
Yeah. So see, being a tech person, I understand that in the Web3 space, everything is kind of open source, right? You write a code or smart contract, you put it on chain, everything is visible. So we are not aiming to patent the actual execution model here, but what we have drafted, Zedz, is there are multiple system metrics which helps the avatars to establish their on-chain reputation. For example, let's call out some of the variables. For example, number of smart jobs or number of hours you have finished via the avatar, your average rating and reviews. And in avatar, ratings and reviews are both ways. And how much percentage of revenue you are generating or giving against the system. So overall, the system, and what you are generating or giving. Your growth factor, how many successful shares you are giving or how many successful jobs you are offering. And these are some of the metrics of that formula which will encapsulate to drive a performance indicator of each avatar. And we call it avatar performance coefficient. And that is purely a mathematical and sustainable economic model. That is the crux which we have worked out, run some simulations, and we have filed for the patent. And that becomes the secret sauce behind the high performing avatars, that everything is immutable and visible on the chain, and you drive your performance, not the system is taking care or controlling the power of performance and changing any variables into that. So that's the crux of it. But the main Web3 and NFT technology helps it to become more powerful, which means these variables will not be like centralized declared variables. These will be more like fractionalized NFTs. So let's say you have fractionalized into 1,000 NFTs and 500 NFTs are sold out. So your tokenomic power is 50%. Now that 50% against the system might be less lower. So this is how each and every variable which is also on the chain will help the formula to calculate and establish your on-chain reputation, which will be APC, Avatar Performance Coefficient.
Now, I just want to take a step back, actually. Where is the sort of the platform up to in terms of the development and also the user experience? So, walk us through a typical user journey on the platform, from creating an avatar to, actively engaging in the recruitment process.
Yeah. Um, so let me help you to understand how it basically works. Like, see, the operational framework involves the standard functionalities of job applications and hiring, right? But with a unique twist. For example, each step in the process includes job agreements and completion is executed through smart contracts on the blockchain. So let me define it another way. Like in today's traditional recruitment world, it is a job advertisement, right? And which is purely that the existence of job ad is unless until the candidate is hired and it just stops or it just got expired, right? But here in Avatar, the job ad, once you hired someone, the job ad will be converted into a smart contract and we call it smart job. And that is how it facilitates the execution of the smart job. Now, this ensures that every action taken by an avatar is securely logged on the chain and accessible for public verification. To become an avatar, individuals need to demonstrate their skills and legitimacy by completing sufficient work. And once achieved, they become avatar and they can fractionalize themselves, and these fractions are made available in the marketplace for the community to purchase. Now, holding more fraction translates to increased rewards directly tied to the performance of that talent avatar. And the reward system, which I just spoke about, it operates on a sustainable and circular economic model. So it is self-sustainable. So every portion of token comes in, percentage of that token goes to the this reward pool, and portion of which is governed by a smart contract. Now, performance metrics are visible 24 by 7 and immutable, determined reward generation levels. Periodically, this pool is tapped into to reward participants, ensuring ongoing sustainability and fair rewards that align with the system's growth. An important point to note is that agreed earnings from a smart job, for example, salary, are 100% retained by the employee, candidate, or the worker. The reward pool component that is shared by the community is generated independently of wages. So this is the operational framework of this product or project. That is how it works. That's it.
No, it's a really interesting model. I actually read the white paper. I think it was around 2 days ago, and it's a really good breakdown in terms of like the solution that you guys are provided. The issue in the current market, or the issue with recruitment in both Web two and the Web three world. I suppose a good follow up question to that was who in essence is the target audience here? Because I speak to I've got a lot of Web two, let's say Web two normie friends who are interested in crypto, but it's just a bit of a minefield for them. Are you guys going to be focusing predominantly, first of all, on Web three, the recruitments, jobs on there, or are you going to be doing a combination of both?
Combination of both. So the main, like, Zedz, there are two products Avatar is building. One is DApp, and one is Marketplace. And we have seen a lot of marketplaces buy so far now. Solana has Magic Eden, and there is OpenSea. And similarly, Avatar will have its own marketplace where these talented fractionalized NFTs will be open for all the actions which a marketplace offers. But the overall user community will be like employer, employees, and anyone. Now, that could be the community, the dedicated people, or the traders, or anyone. And the employer and employee side of it will have more direct access to each other, and their performance is visible 24/7 to each other in an environment of truth, not trust. And the other side, the community, which is your marketplace, and we will create a marketplace where these fractionalized NFTs or talents of Avatar will be available for open trade. Anyone in the community can purchase NFTs of high performing avatars, and be rewarded in the token by the system simply by holding the NFT. This is itself an innovative approach, and that is why we are filing the patent, reshaping the performance and reward distribution with a very strong, sustainable, and circular economic model. Now, everyone has the ability to create multiple reward streams by identifying multiple talents and maximizing their exposure to it. I can hold your 50% of the NFTs, and I can hold some other talents NFTs. I can see which avatars or talents are performing high. It's just like holding a shares in the company and getting dividends in return. So that makes the marketplace very feasible, viable, and reachable to anyone in the community.
Tell us again. Well, given that the NFT values are dynamic, they're influenced by the avatar's performance. What exactly are the factors that contribute to the fluctuation in the NFT values, and then how are these values reassessed?
Yeah, very good question. See, the values of the NFTs will be dynamically linked to the performance of avatar. Let's take an example. Let's say you are a high performing chemical engineer from Hong Kong, right? And your APC percentage factor is 79 percentage, and you have completed 1001 smart jobs, concluding of many hours, right? Your rating reviews stand around 3.9 given by employers, and there are multiple reviews available on your profile. And you have shared, let's say, 15 people over the across of your smart jobs who were successfully hired. And whenever jobs were referred to you at a 50% rate, you were hired by the employer. Now, these become system metrics, ZZ, which eventually create your performance. Now, I'm coming to the system having no idea that who are you, right? But I went to the marketplace, I see the leaderboard, and I see you in the top 5 trending avatars. I click on your profile, I see all the on-chain analytics available on your profile directly from the chain, and I got trust that yes, this is the guy I would like to buy 10% of his NFTs. Now that is where the value is generated indirectly by the performance you have built on the chain. Now maybe there are 20% NFTs which are not sold out by you. So the base value of the NFTs will be decided by us. And we are running few more simulations by now for the next couple of months to establish the base value of NFT for every avatar in the system. That will be standard. But if all your NFTs are sold out, ZZ, and this becomes very interesting, where someone is selling your NFT now, right? And reasons could be anything. They might having too many NFTs and they want to buy any other talent's NFT, and they are selling your NFTs out. At that time, the system AI will help you to establish a price factor based on all the performance you have encapsulated and your base value and the time of holding. So system will give you a range, but it will not help you to decide the price of it. The actual price of in the secondary market will be decided by your NFT holder who is holding the NFT. And that is where, just like OpenSea and any other marketplace, the bid auction, all the functions of that trading asset will happen. And the market openly will decide and drive the value, but it is dynamically linked to your performance.
If a community wanted to get involved without being a participant, so without, for example, not being in workforce or not recruiting anyone, how can they get involved? Is there still what would be the reasoning for them to get involved?
No, certainly, yes, anyone in the community can be involved. Like as I mentioned earlier, there's the community members can actively participate in Avatar, even if they are not directly involved as workforce participants, as candidate or client. And through the creation of a talent marketplace, fractionalized NFTs representing high performing avatars will be openly tradable. This means that anyone within the community has the opportunity to purchase NFTs of outstanding avatars and receive token rewards from the system simply by holding these NFTs. And this is groundbreaking, like supported by our patent solution transforms the dynamics of performance and reward distribution, establishing a robust and sustainable circular economic model. Now, individuals either can generate multiple reward streams by identifying talent, and enhancing their exposure to it. And this is made even more possible with our referral system that I previously outlined, that you refer someone and immediately you will be liable or eligible to hold 5% NFTs of that avatar. For example, you are referring me to avatar, right? And if I become an avatar, immediately my 5% NFTs will be given to you. So that's very powerful as a, not as a referral system, but as a virality and growth mechanism of the product.
The NFT is available. I believe when I looked, it was actually round three, right? So round three of the
Um,
Mako. Oh,
I can share about that one, Zedz, and that's very interesting. There are two NFT concept. One is the community of the avatar, like a membership NFTs, and that's currently live, which you are viewing on the website. So at the moment, there are 10,000 NFTs we have launched to build our community as a members, right? And this is the third round where we have accelerated some price values and other benefits around the NFTs, and it will be over very soon. So that approach or strategy, Jedzi, is building a community for our product. Whereas the fractionalized NFTs, when the dApp goes live, will be available when people start joining as clients and candidates and started becoming avatars and fractionalizing themselves. So that will be available when dApp goes
but there's a ton of benefits with the Mako NFT that I was going to get
live.
into as well. One of them being public token round opportunity. So that was down on one of my questions that I want to ask you in terms of, will you guys be looking to launch a token? Obviously, with this, I'm sure the answer is yes. So tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah. So the main utility of our token is to establish a economy to reward the users. So what we are planning right now, we have run many private rounds, and now we are approaching towards to run an initial DEX offering, which is like an IDO run on a launchpad. We are still in the process to finalize a couple of launch pads, and our aim is to run these IDOs events in late April 2024. And this event marks like crucial steps in our funding strategy and community engagement. And post the IDO events, we are aiming to list the token into onto decentralized exchange. In the quarter third 2024, Zedz, we have a regional exchange launch strategy, and our approach involves launching on multiple exchanges with a focus on specific regions, contributing to a strategic and phased rollout.
This project is, there's many layers to this project. There's obviously a hell of a lot of work that has gone into it, a hell of a lot of planning, a lot of different features, really, really interesting ways that you've created to reward holders and make it engaging. So it goes a bit further than just a platform where you can recruit people. It does a lot of different stuff, which is, benefits both parties. So in terms of your sort of roadmap, what is next for you guys?
Absolutely, I think that's. I'll explain you in two ways, Zedz. See, I think it was last quarter of last year where we were involved and doing a lot of marketing activities, and we launched our NFT also. And we strategized that this is not an easy business case to be understood by the end user immediately, right? For example, let's say you are creating an NFT in art space, or you are tokenizing a real world asset, right? It's very easy for you to understand because there is an intrinsic traditional value of that asset, right? And those brainstorming with our team, we realized that it is very important that we showcase our product to our community and users along the side of our token sale process, so that they can not only understand, but they can also feel and play around the product, right? And that is where 2024 roadmap we have carefully strategized, that we have strategized minimum viable product, and we are aiming April 2024. We are very committed to delivering a very robust MVP by April 24, showcasing the core functionalities of the Avatar platform. And at the same time, we are launching our IDEO launchpad. So users are not buying a token blindly. We want them to understand there is a very great use case and utility associated with the token. So that is how we have strategized the first quarter of 2024. Then we are aiming the listing of the token and regional exchange launches. But at the same time, we will come with our beta testing. We will initiate the beta testing to refine and optimize the Avatar platform based on communities and valuable user feedback. And at the same time, we will come up with an approach of airdrops so that people are not only testing the product by holding the membership NFT and giving feedback, but they will also be rewarded for their efforts. Right? And then in the first quarter of 2025, we are aiming the official launch, which signifies a milestone where Avatar becomes fully operational, offering its unique features to users. And 2024 and 25, these milestones are very integral to our long-term roadmap and reflect the exciting progress and alignment with our technical solution with the intended use case we have. And I'm very proud of our experienced team with a track record of delivering enterprise grade projects. We're well positioned for timely execution and of these key project phases. So we are very thorough. We have done the brainstorming and we are sure that we are going to meet the timelines according to the token sale process and the on the other side the product progress. I'll share one instance where I was into this one's I think Singapore or Dubai conference, and I was sorry Melbourne conference. Yes, I remember. And someone was very enthusiastic and interestingly trying wanting to know more about how it works and all. And when I shared with him that this is the future of data driven economy and we are encapsulating the power of tokenomics to build a strong use case. So he asked Mahendra how we are doing it. So we said we are having token approach and then we have fractionalized NFT approach. But the interesting question which he asked me was that, is this scalable, Mahendra? So I said, yes, certainly. Avatar scalability is anchored in its blockchain foundation and sustainable tokenomics. And the most importantly, the platform's architecture ensures the efficient management of both user influx and sustained reward distribution over the long term. And and this is how it is done. With every token inflow, the percentage goes to the reward pool. It makes it circular and sustainable. And this scalability is rooted in cutting edge blockchain technology, which positions Avatar to seamlessly handle growth while maintaining a stable and reward user experience. And apart from standard marketing efforts, a key scaling mechanism we have introduced is our referral system. When you refer someone onto the system, who can be an employer or employee, you gain a 5% ownership stake of their fractionalized NFTs and subsequent rewards. And this is a very simple and powerful scaling initiative as it is free and allows anyone to generate multiple reward streams at no cost to themselves. And when we had this chat over there, he really understand that yes, this is something. And I told him that have a look to this entire conference and try to see who is doing what. And then we had a look and he saw that most of the projects over there are at the protocol, which is good because we need infrastructure, L1 and L2s and wallets and medium service providers. And I said this is all infrastructure. This has to be there so that products like Avatar as a DApp can be built on it and become scalable. So I just want to share why I you to your community and listeners that this is how it is very, very scalable.